We're here with Janet Ogg. Janet, welcome, and thanks for taking time to talk with us about your guitar teaching.
Thank you.
Uh, first off, can you tell us, where do your lessons take place? What city, what region do you teach in?
I live in Huber Heights, Ohio, which is north of Dayton, Ohio. I teach in my home. I also teach at Guitars Etc., which is on North 48 in Clayton, Ohio. And then I also teach at Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio.
And uh, and do you also offer Skype lessons? That's something that's more and more popular these days. So people come to you and you teach at these other locations, but do you also offer lessons over the internet?
Yes, I do. I do offer Skype lessons. So anybody anywhere in the world can take lessons.
That's wonderful. And in that the Hubert, Dayton, Springfield area, what would you say the guitar lesson climate is? Are there a lot of people who are interested in learning guitar? And also, what styles are your students most interested in learning?
Yes, I do find there are a lot of people wanting to take guitar lessons in this area. And it has been that way for a long time. I've been teaching steadily for the last 15 years. I've always had a lot of guitar students. I also teach drums. I have found that I've had a lot more guitar students than drum students. But the styles that they want to learn are most of the students I get, if they do know how to play at all, they're already playing most of the time rock. Um, I teach from a beginning aspect of music, which I teach how to apply pure music onto your guitar. And when I get children or beginners at any age, I start with learning how to read music, progressing into chords, scales, theory, understanding how music works on your instrument so that you can be able to do what you want on the guitar. Once you learn what music is on your guitar, you can do whatever you want with it. I also teach songwriting, and I also teach recording in GarageBand. And I have examples of all these things on my website, JanetOggMusic.com.
And do you teach both adults and children?
I teach children starting at age 7 on up. I've had many children that I've taught, and I also have taught many adults. So, yes, it doesn't matter.
And can you tell us a little bit about your fees and your scheduling format? How often do you work with students when they work with you?
Most of the time, it's 1/2 hour lesson each week. I charge $15 per lesson, and I like to start out with a minimum of 3 lessons. And then, if people like me, they're still interested in what they want to learn on the guitar, then I try to go month to month, like taking a monthly payment at the first of each month.
And when you say you like to start with 3 lessons, you mean 3 lessons in the first week or 3 lessons over the course of 3 weeks, just to let people get more of an experience for what you offer?
Just normal lessons, like 1 lesson per week for 3 weeks.
Got it. But you recommend that students try at least 3 lessons to get more of a feel of what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You don't want to have 1 lesson and then, stop before you have the chance to make up your mind totally. I mean, it's not adamant that you take the 3 lessons. I like to put it out there that way because I think after people have taken 3 lessons, they know whether or not they're going to want to continue for a while. Taking guitar lessons, especially for beginners, I always say give yourself a year because it takes time to get started on playing the guitar. It takes time to get started, fingering the notes, becoming dexterous with your hands, getting a grip on just the whole idea of what it takes to play the guitar. A lot of times it's a little bit harder than what people think it's going to be, and you need to give yourself in advance time to get started with the guitar. And the main thing that causes people to learn how to play the guitar is practicing. It's really hard to progress on the guitar if you don't practice. So that's something that people should prepare to do.
I think that's very true, and your idea about taking a few lessons before making that decision is a very wise one. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your equipment when you're teaching. What kind of guitars do you have? Do you teach with both acoustic and electric? Do you ever use bass? And you mentioned that you use GarageBand in your lessons.
Mm-hmm. I have an acoustic guitar, I have an electric guitar, and personally, I can play the same way on either guitar. I don't have a different approach for the two different guitars. I know there are certain things that you can do with the electrics, like effects and different, bends and things like that when you're playing leads that you wouldn't normally or necessarily do with acoustic. So there are some slight differences, but in the end, all the music is going to relate to no matter which type of guitar you're playing. And with recording, I have recorded saleable products using GarageBand. I write my own music. I've been writing since my early 20s. I've written many songs. My latest CD is called Emergence, which it's all original songs. And I also have written a CD with multi-tracks that I created digitally in GarageBand and then added live drums to the tracks to showcase my drumming.
That's
So
very
it's
interesting. And one last question before we say goodbye for today is, do you offer advice to your students about what kind of guitars to buy?
absolutely. I love to do that because I know so much about guitars, and especially people that have never taken before, and their parents are out there, trying to buy them a guitar. A lot of times it's too late. They've already made a bad purchase, and I wish I could have talked to them about it because usually people who are starting out, they don't want to spend a lot of money. Guitars can get very expensive. But on the other hand, you can get a really nice guitar for a reasonable price, acoustic or electric, or you can get a really bad guitar for a reasonable price.
That's true.
So you just need a little bit of help on, guidance. I'll meet you at a music store, or I'll help you online if you want to order offline. However you'd like to do it, I can help you in that area.
Well, that sounds great, Janet. And I want to thank you for being part of this interview. It's been a pleasure to talk to you about your guitar teaching, and I want to wish you best of luck in your future.
Thank you. My website is janetogg.com, and you can find me at Find a Guitar Teacher. Click on my Skype and send me an email.
That sounds great, Janet. Take care and good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
bye-bye.
Bye bye.